Time for Bidenomics. This week, we've talked a lot about shortages in the economy. We had the chicken shortage, the ongoing chip shortage that's affecting numerous industries across the board. And then today, talk of a labor shortage after that huge jobs miss. We want to bring in Rick Newman for a little bit more on this. And Rick, when we talk about shortages in a number of parts of the economy, I guess let's just start with jobs, because help explain this. I think it's a little bit hard for people to wrap their heads around, because we have 8 million fewer jobs in the economy right now than we did pre-pandemic, yet we can't find the workers. So what's going on?
If you hear anybody saying there's one single narrative, they are wrong. This is not that simple, but it does appear that one of the reasons we saw a huge disappointment in the job numbers is that companies cannot find the workers that they want to hire. So if you look at just one example of that, the National Federation for Independent Business, a small business group, they have the most job openings reported by their firms in the history of this survey that goes back to 1974. So the thinking there is that the job numbers would have been much higher if companies could find the workers they need. Now, some Republicans in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, they've jumped all over this and said, aha, see, we shouldn't be paying people that extra $300 a week in unemployment benefits because they're just staying home and collecting benefits because they can make more money than doing that than they can working. I don't think it's that simple. Biden pushed back on that today. His other Biden officials are pushing back on that as well. And I think that Biden is right to some extent when he says, look, it's not so simple that you have some unemployed people over here and you have job openings over here. They're not necessarily in the same areas or the same industries. And you can't just say these people should fill these jobs over here. It's not simple, but we've got a lot going on. And I think the takeaway is this is the sort of the first bad economic report under Biden, and his critics now have at least a little bit of ammunition for those hugely generous relief programs.
Kevin Brady already fired a nuke at the administration over this one, but let me ask you a question. How did the experts missed it dramatically? 1 million. That's what the experts were telling us, and even the administration. How do you recover from that big a mistake?
The economy is completely out of whack. We do not have good metrics for figuring out what is the semiconductor shortage. How is that actually impacting jobs? I mean, I think what we learned today is we've heard anecdotal examples. Some of the automakers, they've had to shut down assembly lines. Economists did not translate that into, there's actually going to be a loss of jobs in the auto sector, which there was. So we're seeing anecdotal reports now turning up in hard data. And this has been such an abrupt recession and such a fast recovery that I think economists are applying old models to try to figure out what's coming, and they just don't work given the way things are right now.
All right, Rick Newman, thanks as always for hopping on here with us. And of course, you at home can read Rick's column on Bidenomics at yahoofinance.com.